Hey y'all, it's Gunner here again. I've done some upgrades since I did the last video, so I thought I'd do another one. I kind of reset up my my bench here. You know, got all my tools and stuff set up as I do. Went ahead and bought the covers for all my my tool heads. Still using the plain normal balance beam scale because, you know, no power, no loading. First upgrade I did was this here. I got this from Inline Fabrication instead of doing the one that Dillon sends out. It's powder coated. It's awesome. Definitely makes your life easier here to do that. Easier to pull on, less stress, all that kind of stuff. Next thing I did was this flashlight from Unique Tech. I'm also looking at the light from Inline Fabrication as well. Dan Clausen there is awesome. Teeing them at Unique Tech is awesome. In fact, there are a lot of press enhancements on this from Unique Tech. This being one, this loaded round counter right there. As you can see, I've loaded none, but it's there. I got that from Unique Tech. You've got these baffles that you really can't see very well in there, but they're in here for even metering of the powder. That's Unique Tech as well. There's this bearing under here comes all the way out. Supports the powder bar. I got that from Unique Tech. It's freaking phenomenal. Right there is it's called the turbo bearing for the shell plate, and I've got it really loose, but there's no play in this shell plate like there was before. It turns cakewalk easy. Turbo bearing, phenomenal add-on right there. And then the real big one is this bad boy here. I don't know how many times I've had primers go flying everywhere. So the first thing I did was take that cheap wire they had out of it and used a paper clip there, as you can see, paper clip. And then I bought this. It's the primer chute catcher there from Unique Tech. That is an awesome upgrade. So it catches the primers, as you see it slide closed. I'm trying to keep it in the sight here, and then as it drops down, the mouth opens right into this, so the primer goes right down, shoots down this tube, and I'm saving them in this bottle because they're brass, and you can use them to recycle them. It's called the Bob Chute. Get it from Unique Tech. And then I'm gonna give them a little free advertising here. If you look right here, there it is. There's the website. uniquetech.com. They're phenomenal. That's a bin dam right there, so I can load all the way up to the top. So those are all the real big upgrades I've done. But today I'm going to be reloading 45 ACP. Oh, I'm sorry, I left one more out. Probably the real cool looking one there. I don't know if you can see that or not. 45 ACP right there stenciled into it. I bought that from CNC Shooter. Tom there does these. You can see it says cncshooter.com on there. It's phenomenal. And then this is my own upgrade. I've gone ahead and grounded the power bar. I got that running to ground to keep powder from sticking in there. But there, last time on that one. So I still have the one machine. I'm looking to get another one because I hate changing out the primer bar. I'm looking at doing another 550. So I have big primers and little primers in each machine, and then I can move all this other stuff back and forth with them. But what I'm loading today, I'm going to be doing extreme bullets. I'm going to be doing 45, 230 grain. These are plated. You can run them. These are heavy plated. I've been shooting them out of my Glock. They're phenomenal. That's the bullet right there. It's a hollow point, plated hollow point, heavy plate. I've never had one separate at all. And in fact, I've used this one for a test round 3 times, and you can see there's no scratch, no dimpling, nothing wrong with the plate at all. It's fantastic. So I'll be doing that, and I'll be loading that with one of my favorite powder for pistol, HS6. This is great powder. It meters real well in the Dillon, and I've got my scale set up for 7 grains so that I can check every once in a while. That's where this counter comes in really handy, because I have a hard time keeping track of 50. So after 50 I can just go ahead and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and load my primers up, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, hey, I'm back doing a loading session now. Before I do 45 ACP or anything I shoot out of a Glock, which is pretty much everything because I like to shoot out of a Glock, which isn't a revolver, I always case gauge it and headspace it before I size it and headspace it before I move on. And the reason I do that is you know, I don't know if you've heard about the Glock bulge, but you'll get a bulge right around here in the bottom of the cartridge due to the unsupported chamber. Well, they said they fixed it, but I've still had ones that won't gauge. But if it won't gauge prior to, what makes you think it's going to gauge after you put a bullet in there? So I gauge all my brass first. I got the last 3 or 4 in here so I can show you what I mean. So I always gauge it, see if it goes in. If it doesn't, I'll trash it. That one fit. So we'll just gauge these last couple. I don't seat the primers on the off chance that they won't gauge, so I can throw them away. That one's good. So I got one more in there. I can always get more brass. I don't want to blow up my gun, my fingers, or anything else. So, you know, it's something I do. And that one does not gauge. So you can see it right there, the lip is just over. I can push it in, so it would probably work, but I don't want to probably work it. You know, if it doesn't go in all the way by itself, it doesn't headspace, bad round, get rid of it. And I won't even keep them. I don't play, throw it right in my recycle one. Here's one I keep, I know this one won't gauge because I already did it, and I hit it with a primer. It was a mistake months ago, but I keep it and I use it to test powder weights, but I kept it here to show you that it doesn't go down. If it doesn't go down, it's not level, it's not gauged, and you don't want to use it. So just set it aside and don't use it. The rest of these worked out perfectly, and they all gauged, so I can use all of these. I do keep this for the end so that I can gauge it out when I'm done, all of them. But so far my setup is I don't use the alas, my brain's not working. I don't use the bins or anything. The only bin I use is this bin right here. So let me turn on my light. Shine on there so I can check the powder levels. And we'll get to work here. So I go ahead and resize them again every time, you know, just for love's sake, to make sure I get it done right. And, you know, I'm pretty slow and methodical because I like to take my time. And there's this other one with the primer I'm going to slide in, then I'll start doing production rounds. These are all checking depth and seating and all that. So now my mirror is set up over here so I can see the powder. I'm good to charge. Let's do this. I'm going to start production speed now. I'm going to go ahead and pause one more second here because I want to check the crimping depth again. Looks like we're pretty good. Crimping depth should be the width of the bullet here, which we know is .455, then 2 times the wall of the case, which is usually .01. So that's gets me up to 7.5, and then you want to subtract 4 from it. Or excuse me, these are 452 plus 2 is 4.72 minus 0.004, which gives me to 0.468, and that's about what I got these to. And you only want a slight taper crimp on these because neck tension is what's going to get you to fire this. And I'm at about 0.79, so I'm pretty darn close, or 6.9. I'm pretty dang close. This is one of the hardest ones to take. There's that. But neck tension is what's going to fire this, hold this bullet in place. Nothing else. So we're good. Alright. Production time. Not pressing the powder here, so and the crimp you need on these is just enough really to take the bell off, maybe a hair more, because neck tension is what's going to get you to fire these things. And especially in a Glock. This round it's not as important because it's a low pressure round. It's traveling slow. If you get a high pressure round like a 9mm or 40 and you crimp that thing too tight, if there's any weakness in the case, it'll blow up in the chamber and take your hand off. So it's just not worth it. And I get about 25 rounds, 40 rounds done, and then I'll take a weight measurement to make sure my powder's good. But because you get into the mood of things and you just forget that you're moving here. And I'm pretty slow because I'm methodical and I like to make sure my bullets sit seated straight. I'm using plated bullets. I don't want to strip the plating. Those are pretty heavy plating. I take a lot longer than most people do. But I can get out 200-300 rounds an hour just at a slow pace, meandering while I'm talking to you guys. So I'm going to keep going. I'll turn it off and talk to you guys in a bit. Alright, so I'm coming down to the end of the batch here. I'm slowing down now because I'm talking again. And then I'll show you what I do to double check everything. So, there I got about 4 primers left. So I'll pop this out. Stick it in there. And from now on out, I'll be double checking for primers on every pull. So, set the bullet. I'll pull, and then I'll look down in here as I go. Yep, there's a primer, 1. Just keep going until I'm done here. Hitting low, there we go, good. Should be getting pretty darn close to the end here. It looks like I may have 1 left, but I may not. Yep, 1 more primer there. This is pretty painful on this one because there's no primers here, so this one doesn't have one. Go ahead and chuck it back in there. And the reason I say that is because 45 ACP comes in both large and small pistol primers, so it can be a real pain in your ass. This one I like to weigh. It's the last one, so I'll weigh it, make sure that's at the 7 grains. And go figure, it is perfect. So we're good there. I'll pour it back into the round, or the casing actually, because it won't be around until I finish it. Put it back in the press. This round counter is a godsend. It's healthy. It helps a lot because I know exactly how many bullets I've pushed. So even though I'm not priming, I still do it 1 more time just in case. This should be my last one. Boom, and it is. So, turn off my light. I'm good. Now, at this point, all the bullets are done, but I do have to put them in to their case. So, I'll pull out a case here. I happen to have a brand new Dillon. So I'm a Dillon guy. Dillon Precision case. And I'll fill out the data card in a minute. But what I do is I like to spot check a couple of things. I know my case overall length is supposed to be 1.2, so I will check that on my and these are all pretty good. Let's grab a couple of them and check. Like 1.22, but they're well within the maximum, so you're good. Say 1.25. They're good. These are all right in there. I found as I get further along in the batch, the longer they get. Why, I have no idea. But there's some variation in case length, and I think that has to do with it as well. The seating depth is still the same, so you know it's all in there. We're about all right in there. The big thing, the important thing is I did case gauge these things before to check for headspace, but I am going to do it again, and I like to spot check the crimp, even though I know it's good, because I've done it several times on this batch. With these autoloaders, you have to, it's just, I mean, it's barely enough crimp to take off the bell, and this is like 0.69. My calculations had it at 0.68, so this is a good crimp. This is a good crimp. It's just basically sitting right up against the wall of the bullet, and if you look there, you can still see a little bit of it. But this is a perfectly shaped bullet. I don't know how well it's coming out in here, but if you look, it's wider down there and at the top where the bullet is, and then it dips in, so it looks like that Coke bottle shape. These are perfectly shaped bullets. So what this case gauge will do is it'll tell me whether headspace is down in there, so you can see the line, and it'll tell me whether the edge of this, because automatics headspace on the rim of the up here instead of at the head. They headspace there. So I'm gonna go ahead and I check every single one of them again before I put them in. Boom, it's good. You can see it on there. It doesn't come up. I know it doesn't because I already measured them, and the Sammy has maximum length, which we're nowhere close. So I still, even though I know because I sized them all before that they were going to work, I still check them all again. The last thing I want is to have my stinking bullets blew up in my face and destroy my Glock, which I love a lot. It's a Glock 30. So I'll take this camera to the range, and I'll take me shooting some of these bullets. We can see. It does say in Glock, however, you know, you shouldn't shoot lead and all this, but these plated bullets, they're really heavy plated. They haven't done any damage to my barrels at all. So I'm very, very satisfied with them. The only thing left to do after I do this one round is I'll go ahead and fill out the paper, so I get it on there for you, and you can see the last thing I put on here. I've got 10 of those done, and I take this right off of my drawing there, and so the caliber is 45 ACP. My case is Federal. My bullet type is Extreme plated hollow point, and the weight is 230 grains. Powder type is HS6 from Ogden. It's great powder. Powder weight is 7 grains. And the primer type, I'm using Federal 150s. It's my first time using those, so I'll let you guys know how those go. They didn't have any large pistol primers, so in CCI, which is what I normally use, so I use these. And I'll tell you how they do. Everybody says they're good. So the seating depth. Now, see, I wrote that down this time because this card asked for it, even though my book does not. But this is important because you know you have a compressed load. And the velocity prediction on this, because I haven't timed them out, is 751 feet per second. Slow bullet, but it's so big that it's just destructive. And the pistol I'm going to use is a Glock 30. So I made up the label here to put on the case, and the reason that's important is I leave the comments empty because, you know, if the gun doesn't cycle or whatever, I can write the comments down there when I'm at the range, whether they're accurate, whatever it's doing, and use that data to work up my next load. So I'll shoot these, signing off from now, and I'll make a video of me shooting them, and we'll get back on here. See you guys later.